Hey everybody, Casey Johnston here. I'm back with an update this time on the titles that I'm working on as far as full-length audiobook titles. As you know, I have a podcast called Storytale Podcast, Tale, T-A-L-E, where I do short stories as a part of book launches and author promotion and just, like a signal boost for the authors a lot of times, giving bios and introducing authors to possibly a new fan base and a fan base to possibly new authors. So I have a separate playlist that I'll have for samples and things on that and updates on that. But as far as this playlist goes, or what will be this playlist since this is the first video, this is just going to be updates on the full-length audiobooks, which is really exciting for me. In the future, I'll update these as I get contracts, but for this one, I'll update you on all the contracts I currently have. So I have auditioned for 7 audiobooks, and only 7 audiobooks. I have received contracts on 6 of them. The 7th, I have not heard back yet, so maybe I'm still batting 1,000. I did not get these because I'm just awesome, and yeah, this guy, he's the best. I was very choosy and very selective. I reached out to authors, and I communicated with them when I was doing these auditions. I was very upfront and honest about everything. From the timelines, because you'll see when I go through these are spread out quite a bit. From the timelines to why I wanted to be the narrator for this book, without going like super fanboy on these things, and really working hard on the audition. And I'll do a separate video on how I choose my auditions. I think that really has more to do with the hit ratio, if you will, than me just being awesome. Now, I think I did really well on these auditions, but there's plenty of books out there that even if I'd done all the research in the world, they don't fit my voice, they don't fit my tone, my demeanor. Maybe they're not even books that I would enjoy reading. All of these are books I would enjoy reading regardless, and they're going to have a fan regardless of whether they chose me. So I'll have a separate video on how I choose, what I choose, go through all that separately. But for now, we'll go into the current titles I have under contract and their production wrap-up target date. So book 1, first book that's going to be coming out for me is Bridgeworld Volume 1 by Travis McBee. The target date for that is August 31st of 2018, which is right around the corner if you're watching this video when it first comes out. And so far, it's going really well. I'm going to have a video sample of the audio coming out shortly. It may already be out if you're watching this video. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to do that throughout production on all of these books. I'm going to give a few samples along the way, and, wet your whistle, give you a little taste. And I hope you enjoy those. So be on the lookout for those. Like I said, it's going really good with Bridgeworld. I've talked to Travis about, he's talked to me rather about book 2 and book 3 when book 3 comes out. And so we're going to work on those together as well, which I'm really, really excited about. Make sure to check out Travis's YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description below, and I'll put a link for all of these authors. Their standard things in the description below. But make sure you check out Travis's YouTube channel as well. If you like animals, motorcycles, book reviews, and, author tips, writing tips, and tidbits, he's a great author, a really cool guy, and his channel is just a lot of fun. So make sure you check that out. Then up is Horrors, Inc. by James R. Vernon. It is a horror novel, as you can imagine, that really does a good job with all the tropes. And it's written very, very well. It's a lot of fun. It's not over-the-top gore and in your face, and he just does a really good job. It's got some humor in it and everything else, and you'll enjoy it. The target date for that is September 10th, and I'll have a link to his website and things of that nature below. Following Horrors, Inc., I will have Inoculation Zero, Welcome to the Ice Age, and Inoculation Zero, Welcome to the Age of War, books 1 and 2 by S.A. Eisen. Those are due out mid-October. That's the target. And there will be a book 3 that S.A. Eisen and I have already spoken about that will be out, and I should be the narrator for that as well. Or rather, I will be the narrator for that as well, as things sit now. Followed by a couple of books that I'm, again, like the rest of these, just very excited about. Space Rogues Book 1 and Space Rogues 2, Book 2, Big Ships, Lots of Guns, by John Wilker. As you can tell from the title, these are fun books. The target for that is mid-November or probably before that, based off current timelines, projections, and things like that. All great titles in the works and a lot to show and share as production starts and or continues for these titles. I'll have, as I stated before, the video/audio samples, or a video sample of the audio sample as I just read it live to you guys. Sometimes it'll just have the mistakes in it, and that's okay. And then I'll have some final recordings and production samples and things like that once the book actually hits. And I'll have updates on future titles. I'm not currently auditioning. I am in talks with a few authors that have reached out to me. Maybe we can work out timing, but as you can see, I'm booked pretty heavily. Plus, I'm leaving room for Book 3 of Space Rogues, and Book 3 of Inoculation Zero, and Book 2 and 3 of Bridgeworld, and I think Horrors Inc. might even have some others. So, when you're doing these things, you have to leave yourself a little bit of room, and that's what I've done. So as always, I'm Casey Johnston. Thank you so much for lending me your ears, and I'll read to you next time.